We all have bad days, days when we feel tired, unmotivated, or just off. But sometimes it's more than just a rough patch. Sometimes what you're feeling might actually be depression, and you may not even realize it. Depression doesn't always look like constant crying or sadness. It can show up quietly in your energy, thoughts, or even your body. In this video, we'll talk about 5 common signs that you might be depressed, even if you don't think you are. 1. You feel constantly tired. Even simple tasks like showering, cooking, or getting out of bed can feel exhausting. You might sleep a lot but still wake up tired, or you might have trouble sleeping at all. That's because depression doesn't just affect your mind, it affects your body too. So if you've been feeling tired all the time and can't seem to figure out why, it might not be laziness, it might be emotional exhaustion. 2. You've lost interest in things you used to enjoy, also known as anhedonia. Maybe you used to love watching movies, hanging out with friends, or listening to music, but now, none of it feels exciting anymore. You do it, but you don't feel the same joy. Depression can make the world seem dull and colorless. Things that once brought happiness suddenly feel like chores. If you've noticed that spark fading, that could be your mind's way of saying, "I'm struggling." 3. You're hard on yourself all the time. Do you often catch yourself thinking, "I'm a failure," or "everyone's better than me"? That negative inner voice is another major sign of depression. Depression changes how you see yourself. It magnifies your mistakes and hides your strengths. You start blaming yourself for things that aren't your fault. You might even apologize too much. But here's the truth. Those thoughts aren't the reality. They're symptoms. The first step is noticing that inner critic. This is not who I really am. This is my depression talking. 4. You've withdrawn from people. Isolation. When people are depressed, they often start pulling away from friends, family, or even coworkers. Not because they don't care, but because socializing feels draining or pointless. Sometimes being alone feels easier, but isolation also gives depression more power. It feeds on silence and loneliness. Even if you don't feel like it, try reaching out to one person you trust. You don't have to talk about everything. Just being around someone can make a small difference. Remember, you don't have to fight this alone. 5. Your emotions feel numb or overwhelming. Here's something many people don't expect. Depression doesn't always mean sadness, just emptiness, like you're moving through life on autopilot. Other times, small things trigger huge emotional reactions, anger, crying, or irritability that feels out of control. That emotional roller coaster is a sign that your brain is struggling to regulate your mood. You might even fake smiles to hide the pain, but pretending to be okay doesn't heal you. Honesty does. If your emotions feel unpredictable or flat, it's okay to pause and admit that's courage, not weakness. So what should you do if you see these signs in yourself? First, talk to someone. It could be a close friend, family member, or a mental health professional. You don't need the perfect words. Just start with, "I haven't been feeling like myself lately." Second, take small steps. You don't have to change your life overnight. Start with one simple act of self-care each day. Going for a walk, eating a meal, or even getting out of bed and opening the curtains. Small steps matter because healing from depression isn't about one big leap. It's about gentle, consistent progress. And third, don't blame yourself. Depression is not a flaw or a failure. It's a mental health condition, and it's treatable. Many people recover with therapy, support, and sometimes medication. There is always hope, even when your mind tells you there isn't.